Are we live?
Not yet.
Boom,
Yes, we are. We are live.
boom.
Hello, everybody. Hello,
So,
everybody.
hello,
We
hello.
are here, John and
Yeah.
Melody.
hmm
And even though I'm the host, John is actually the host. So we will always confuse you. And John, go ahead.
Yeah. So it's another beautiful time. It's an evening. It's just 8 o'clock at the dot here in Bahrain, and I guess where Melody is, we are 2 hours in front. So that place you are 6 o'clock, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yes, it's exactly 6 o'clock in Dublin. In
In
hot,
Dublin,
very hot Dublin today. Sunny and beautiful.
I think you should just shut because when you're talking about hotness, we are in a
Hmm.
horrible place. We are just like in a frying pan here. So I don't think whether it could be hot like it is here with a lot of humidity.
Well, you opted to go and live in a desert. I came to a Greenland in the west of Europe. I was not expecting this at
You've got
all. So
you've got to ask for apologies because
I apologize, John. I apologize. 27 degrees cannot be compared to 40. So let's put the weather aside and let's get back
you
to business.
you're talking yeah. When you talk about temperatures here, right now we are approaching 50 because we are at 48. So you can imagine how it feels here. But all in all, we are looking. I'm really looking forward to our discussion today, Melody, where we are going to look at a very critical topic here that we've been doing every time. And fortunately, it's been long since we did our last conversation.
Hmm.
And how I wish I could see those who are commenting on the other phone. Unfortunately, it's just giving me some kind of. Let me try to check if I'll get hold of this. So tonight we are looking at the possibilities and how you can avoid getting into heartbreak before you even say you do. Um, how are you? How is it possible for you to realize that the man or the woman that is in front of you is going to break your heart before you even tell them yes, or before they even tell you that they are falling in love with you? What are the things that you're going to look at in these people that are going to kind of give you that scare, or that are going to get you out of thinking about getting into that deep um, heartbreak? So Melody Chadamoyo is a love relationship coach and has been with us here for quite some time. It's almost a year plus now. We've been doing this. We talked about the men's brain, we got into women's brain, and we did a lot of conversation here where people learned a lot of things, other people got gifts. Now we are summing up, just trying to get into the love itself, relationship, woman, man, life, aspect of life. So today we are looking at this, Melody, and you're looking charming, looking younger as always. And I want to ask you something before we get to this. Uh, what's keeping you young, Melody?
Oh my God. How could you of all the questions? I don't know. I guess genes. Genes
Uh,
and living a healthy life. I eat well. I eat well. I eat a lot of vegetables and I exercise. I think, I hope it's not enough. I should be exercising some more,
mhm.
but I'm always working to get my joy, to be happy, to so if I'm going through stuff, I work on sorting it out as soon as I can, because I believe that's very important. And yeah, but I think it's mainly genes, because my grandmother died at 106 and her skin was still really smooth. So I don't know.
That's cool
Thank
too.
you. Thank you for the compliment, by the way.
That's cool to know, Melody. So I got to introduce you there by saying that you're a love relationship coach, but this is always not enough. People would be wanting to know exactly love relationship coach. How did it start? how did you get into this, and how do you do it? How can people, like, if my car got a puncture, I can take it to the mechanic and it can be worked on. So how are you mending hats, Melody?
Um, I started with myself. It started when I wanted to divorce my husband because I thought he was wrong for me, because no one had ever actually told me that, when people say you work hard in a marriage, what does that mean? What do you do? And so I thought, when we started having problems, issues, I thought, okay, maybe he wasn't the right one. Even though, even at that point, I knew I had found the right person. I still thought, because we were having problems and I was unhappy, so it meant the marriage had to end. And but I just couldn't live like that. So I started thinking and researching what makes people enjoy their marriage. What is it that, some people last a long time and some people don't? And not last with pain, but really last with love and joy and laughing together and enjoying being together. And then I found that actually it can happen. It's very possible. A lot of people are doing it. It's just that nobody talks about it. And once I started shifting my perception of the fact that I expected my husband to give me the happiness I needed, and expected him to be the one who makes me happy, and started taking responsibility and giving myself the happiness I needed and giving myself the joy I needed, our marriage started to shift into this really beautiful, communion and connection, and it's just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And as they say, the rest is history. So I started thinking, if I didn't know about this, and I'm one of those people who are always doing good, and I had found a good man, and yet we had issues. If I didn't know about it, surely other women don't know about it. But if I could fix it, if I could sort it out, then it also means other people can do what I did. So because when I started looking for a man, I went to God and I prayed and I asked for a particular man. I didn't ask for money. I didn't ask for a car, or a man with money. I asked for a man who was kind, who was generous, who would love me, who would be faithful, who would be considerate, who would allow me to be me and not want me to be a subservient wife, because I can't do that, but I can be very loving. And so I had a whole list of things that I asked for. And then I got the man times 10 what I expected, because I don't think I'd ever seen that man before in my life. My dad was amazing, but he wasn't that great to the point that my husband was. And yet, when we had problems, that's when I started thinking, maybe it's not enough to just find the person. There's something else that's needed. So I did a flip. I started with the person, then realized that's not working. Then I went back to, maybe it's not the person, maybe it's me. So to answer your question, how do you avoid heartbreak? First of all, women need to understand that we are the choosers in relationships. Why do I say that? Because when a man sees, usually men see what's outside, right? They are attracted by what's encompassing you, your body, which is boobs, whatever, face, whatever, bum, whatever, that is what attracts them. But when you can be, you are like a flower, right? Every bee comes to you. You need to be sure of how you feel so that you choose. And it's not, I think we are taught to find a provider, which is okay. That used to work in the 1800s or way back when there. But now most of us have careers. Most of us are earning our own money. Most of us know what to do about money. We know how to handle it. We know how to create it, manage it, whatever. So what do you need? You need a partner. You need someone that you're going to build your kingdom with, together, side by side. And it is a different mindset. If you are a person who is a professional woman, and yet you're still looking for a provider or a father, because you find most people who say, I want to be a provider. They literally want to be your dad. They want to be your father. They want to tell you what to do, when to do it, how to do it. And for a person like me and a lot of women like me, that doesn't work for us either. So to avoid heartbreak, you need to know what you're looking for as a woman. And you need to choose the right man for you. How do you do that? You feel your body. Every time you're with that person, you literally get grounded and feel how you feel inside you. The better you feel, the better the person is. It's because it's about that deeper connection. And we are we have the barometer of that measurement. Men don't have it. So you have to measure it yourself and see, I feel good today. I feel good today. I feel good today. I went to see him today and I felt good today. When you feel unsafe, respect that. When you feel doubt, respect that. But really get into yourself and feel yourself and believe whatever your inner self is telling you.
Well, you know, this thing still comes out, and I think I don't know how to put it, but we have talked about how to avoid heartbreak. And Melody, I was just trying to, is it possible that you can drop the stream, the live viewer comment show up at the StreamYard from the screens, if that's possible? Just tap it up. Good. So I think it's better. Yeah, it's better if we can have those comments one by one as they
Okay.
stream. So you can also stream live on YouTube from Melody Chadamoyo's YouTube channel. It's live as well there. You can watch it as well if you're tired of Facebook. But Melody, something comes out from your word, and this is what men are beating me about when we have these conversations. That is it only women that we are talking to here? Because I've heard you only advising women how to know, how to, get to understand who's going to break their hearts. And that's the first question. The second question is, Melody, in most cases, you find out that most of the people that end up being heartbroken are the people with good hearts, both men and women. But the biggest problem is today, my video, I do a lot of videos recently in the past 2 months. I've been so much on TikTok, and it's really uh, doing something that I didn't expect. But I posted a video saying that in as much as you are okay and you are a good person, it doesn't make you find love or get loved. But unless you understand yourself, because if you don't understand yourself, even when you are good, instead of getting loved, people are going to use you. So my question is, and there were lots of comments. Those comments are still streaking. I can see the comments streaking in this video as we speak here, Melody. And everybody is saying that, yes, how do we understand ourselves? This is where the problem is, Melody. You've talked about when you wanted to get a husband, there are those things that you put aside, that I want a husband who will understand, who will take me as I am, who will let me be who I am. This is where the problem is. How does a person understand who they are? And this is where we mess, both women and men. We'll just talk about, I want a husband who will understand and accept who I am and let me be who I am. But when you are let to be who you are, you go astray with yourself.
Well, most people, we kind of have an idea of who we are, but we also have a tendency of ignoring who we are because we want to do what other people are doing. We want to follow the crowd a lot. So I'm going to answer your question in two ways, I think, I hope, because I tend to go off on a tangent sometimes when I start talking. But okay, in terms of men needing advice on how to choose, I'm going to say it from what my dad told me, how he chose my mom, or our mom. My mom had 5 amazing children with my dad, and my mom was a professional. She was a nurse. She was a nurse during the time when nurses were being called prostitutes. Okay, so you can imagine what a man would think. He met our mom, and he had already decided that the type of woman he wanted was someone who comes from a good home, somebody who was loving, somebody who was caring, because that's the mother. He was looking for the mother of his children. He was not mothered well, so he was looking for someone who would mother him, who would mother his children the way he wished he had been mothered, if you know what I mean. So, so how do you find that out? You test a person, and not like you make them go through hoops or whatever. But one way of knowing if a person is kind or not is put them in a situation where they have to actively be kind to someone and observe. See how they react. If you want them to be nice to your grandmother, put them where there's an old person and look how they react. If they just say, "Oh my God, this is her," okay, she's not going to fit into where I want them to fit, right? If they are, people cannot act for a very long time. People can pretend. What happens is we start to explain people's reactions or actions in our heads to say, "Oh yeah, no, maybe she was stressed, maybe this is her going on, or maybe they're showing you who they are," but you are starting to explain them to yourself because you have convinced yourself you love them. And love to me is joy. You can't be loving and be miserable with a person at the same time. So if you find yourself saying, "Oh, yeah, he was rude to me because he was sad, or he was whatever, or he was whatever," check yourself. Where are your boundaries? Do you have any boundaries? Are there things in your life that you say, if a person does this, I am walking and I'm not coming back? Those are boundaries. How do you set your boundaries? You know what's important to you. So I will give you an example. My husband came from a family of two. There were only two in them. I came, in his family. I came from a family of five, right? Five children, two. Not you can't even comprehend the mess of five kids if you come from a two people. And they had a 6-year difference, so they didn't even grow up like we did, where we were exchanging clothes and whatever. They didn't do that. But I told him one thing when we started dating. I love my family. My sisters are my best friends, and my family is very, very important to me. And he was like, "Okay." I don't think he really got it, because along the time when we were having bumping issues, it was because I would say, "I need to go see my mom," or "I need to do this for my sister," or "I need to do this for my brother," and be like, "Why do you need to do that?" Because I'm the oldest and they need my help. And if you want to do something for your brother, go ahead. You will never find me saying, "No, don't do it." Because I get it. And family is very important to me, means your family and my family are all important. If they need something, we will do whatever we need to do to help them. You don't need to justify it. And I'm not going to choose him or my side over your side. It's family. We do what we can. But people don't really understand that unless you are living it. So you can't say my family is very important to me, and then the next thing you go and you whinge, "Oh my God, my brother, oh my God, my sister." It's like, what are you saying?
I got you, Melody. I got you.
Yeah. You need to live. When you say to a person, "These are my values," you live by your values. You show up for the values. Nothing is going to disturb you or distract you from the values. You are going to live by your values.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Just awesome. And yeah, that now brings me into again bringing another question, Melody. Now that we understand that there's a way how, most importantly, we need to have some values, we need to have things written down. This is what we expect, and and at the same time, we are told that expectations are. It's not good to have expectations, but the thing that we are not getting, or we are not being taught so well, is how good is it not to have expectations? Or to what extent are we not supposed to go with expectations? Because for me, I don't think whether you can succeed if you're not expecting anything. You have to have some expectations, but you just need to draw your lines, because when you started here, you said that what you are expecting, you got like 10 times more than that. So it means that there was something that you're expecting. But
Yeah.
but the problem today, Melody, I want to go back to this and become a little bit straight to the point. Um, it is hard because today I don't think whether it is even easy for a teenager, let's just say 18 and above, girl or a woman or man, to talk about virginity. Let's start from there. Today,
Okay.
if you appear like you are a virgin and you're living your teens, instead of it being something expensive like it used to be before, it becomes something that is laughable. It is so sad that we have reached to that point where people will be mocking you, you know. You're like, I'm 26 and I'm still virgin, and people are like, are you okay? How?
Well, my question is, why do you need to tell people whether you're virgin or not?
My point, I want to get
That
my
is
point
that is
first.
that is your private stuff. Like, why would you tell anybody that?
Yeah, maybe it is not right to tell, but I want us to get our point right, Melody, before
Go
we
ahead.
tell these people not to talk about it. What
Hmm.
I'm trying to talk about here is how expensive has a woman become, or how cheap has a woman become today, and how expensive has a man become, or how cheap has a man become today. How expensive is it to reach a woman's hand, or how expensive is it to reach a man's hand in today's generation? I remember when I was having a discussion with my father long time ago before he died,
Hmm.
and he used to tell me how they used to seduce. And we talked about how he seduced my mom because we were so close with my dad and we used to talk so privately.
Hmm.
And when I try to imagine the processes under which my dad went through to get to just speak to my mom, not to
Hmm.
get a yes of I love you from my mom, just to get to speak to her, even though my mom used to pass in front of the place where he used to work. But the process of getting that chance to speak to her was not easy.
No.
Today we have chit chats. We have a
Yeah.
WhatsApp, we have a Facebook, we have a messenger. You just get into a messenger and you say hi, and it's a hi. So I wanted to talk to you. Would you mind sharing your WhatsApp number? Sometimes, I question people. What is it so important that we cannot talk on Messenger that you need my WhatsApp? Do you
Exactly.
sometimes ask yourself that question before you hop into giving people your WhatsApp number? Somebody tells you that I wanted to talk to you, but I wanted your WhatsApp number. How big is a message that cannot be typed on a messenger that can only be typed on a WhatsApp? Is the first question you need to ask yourself. How easy are you that you just accept and give your numbers on WhatsApp numbers? Because sometimes this is what happens, Melody. I am not in love with somebody, but I give them chance. They're not the right people for me. I look at them, they don't look great. I feel like no, I can't do them. I can't date this guy. He's not the right person for me. I can't date this woman. She's not the right person for me. But and as long as I've said yes in a messenger and I gave my WhatsApp number, I've given up through pass. That's the first
Yeah.
through pass. These people wants to start knocking your head and hitting your inbox every time WhatsApp messages and messages and tons of messages. And now it comes into a position where you can't control it and you feel like, oh, let me just give it in. Let me give it a try. Every relationship today that you're looking around, Melody, the relationship that started from let me give it a try, and they always end in a heartbreak. So I want you to talk about this, Melody. How
Hmm.
expensive is love between a man and a woman in this generation?
Okay, before I answer your question, I want to acknowledge Princess and Felicitas and Dennis Oseko that have joined us. And yeah, so thank you so much for joining us. And I'm really, really impressed by your comments. Looking super gorgeous. Oh, thank you. I've been
What
very
about
sensitive.
me? Felicitas?
Exactly, and handsome John over there.
No, don't paint me.
You're asking for a compliment, so we'll give it to you. And John is very handsome. We can't forget John. Don't
Mhm,
forget John. Anyway,
mhm,
yeah, to answer your question,
mhm,
I actually don't think that because we've got so many ways of communicating,
mhm,
we as human beings have evolved to catch up with means of communicating that we have. So
mhm,
I've had situations whereby I am on LinkedIn, for example, and I find there are a lot of LinkedIn men on LinkedIn, and they would try to get in touch with me and say, send me a private message. I would love to talk to you, whatever, whatever. And then I look at their profile and I think we have nothing in common. I don't have
mhm,
anything to say to this person, and I say,
mhm,
I just ignore it.
mhm,
I've had people coming on Messenger saying, "Hi, I want you to be whatever, whatever." And like, if I don't feel like I should spend a minute, a second of my time talking to this person, I don't. Whether it's Messenger, whether it's Facebook, whatever it is, I just don't. I've had friend requests. Every person, whoever friend requests me, I have to look at their profile. I have to see who they're talking to, what they're talking about. If there's
mhm,
stuff that I don't particularly love, I just say, okay, I'll just ignore that and I'll ignore it. You can do that too. It doesn't matter where it is. When it gets to a point where a person says, give me your WhatsApp number, and you're giving them your WhatsApp number and you don't know them and you've never met them, now you are going to dangerous grounds. And especially, I'm going to say this to women first and then I'll go to men, because there's a very big difference in commitment between men and women. We women, we are very good at seeing the future in our heads. Okay, I can meet a guy, I can talk to him over the phone or whatever, and he's already loving me, he's already touching me, I can see all that in my head, even though it's not real. So it's very difficult then when you see the person, because once you have it all in your head and it's all lovey-dovey and you're already dating 10 years, even though you've been talking for 5 days, by the time you meet him, you are ready to have sex with him because you are in the head ready, right? For women, it's all about what's between these 2 ears. That's a big problem, right? I know women, professional women, who should know better. We have dated people who maybe they knew them in high school,
mhm,
and now they are 30 something. You don't know that a person is a stranger to you. You don't know that person anymore. And if he's chatting you up because he's bored with his wife who's sleeping next to him, don't entertain that. Just don't. Even if you're bored with your life, even if you are desperate for love. Because what you do then is you open up to stuff that you will not be able to. Because you're going to commit to a person who doesn't love you, who doesn't even care about you. You're going to give so much of yourself and then realize after a while that he doesn't love you. And I'm always saying to people, if you go to a shop and you buy shoes, you are a size 7, you buy size 6 shoes, and they start to cause you to have, what are they called? Uh, you know, bent whatever toes and stuff like that. You can't blame the shoes. You are the person who went to buy the shoes. If you
mhm,
start dating a person who's not right for you because it's better than nothing, you cannot come back and say, why is it hurting? You set yourself up to fail. So it will hurt. That's the other flip of the coin. I would rather be single than just get someone to while up time with. Really, I would rather be single. And I am single, by the way. So I'm not talking from some whatever. Oh, and Felista said, John looking handsome as always, just so you see it right there on the screen.
I'm great now.
And
I'm feeling better now. Mm.
good. And looking at men are attracted by sight. There are women who dress to entice you. And it's lovely, it's sexy, it's great. But look what's in the heart, please. When you say something that you want to do, how
Mhm.
does she support you? How does she encourage you? What does she say about your friends? What does she say about your family? Is she eager to know them or doesn't she care? Because if you are with a woman who has no interest at all to know where you come from, what your family is like, and you have to be very, very careful. Because I have seen a lot of very good men who don't interact with their families now because their wives won't let them.
Mhm.
We are so strong, like women are so strong. But in our strength, when we get our clutches on you and we can control you, we can control you for decades until one day you wake up and you say, hang on a minute, I don't want to be controlled anymore. And then you go. But before then, you would have gone through a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, unnecessary.
Wow. I hope that we have men in the house, and Melody, you've just touched the correct and real place that I've always talked about here. That personally, this is a personal experience because, just like you've said, women are so magnetic, and if you don't check and watch out when it just starting, then they can pull you away from your family. And like I told you, for me, one thing that I can never do on this earth, and that one I tell to everybody that, in fact, just like you said, I would rather stay single forever, but never uh, get detached from my family. Because what we've gone through together in the years that I've lived until today, I don't think whether there's somebody who is so powerful that can come and get me out of it. So, in as much as you're beautiful or you've given me anything, gold, diamond of this earth, one thing that a woman can do for me is to detach me away from my family, because these people have been there for me. You're getting me this handsome looking, glittering in the face. It's not that you made me that, they made me that. So you're
Yeah,
getting somebody who's been made. So your role as a woman is to help them keep this guy handsome, keep
yeah,
him smiling every day. It's not about coming and start picking that Joan, now you can't talk to Melody, we can't visit Melody, can't visit here, and so on and so forth. These are things that gets men drifted away from the love that they had, but most of the people don't realize it. And then, like you've said, for women, giving men the chance to jog around, they're jogging around and they're getting, Melody, something funny with us. It is
mhm,
so easy for us to understand who you are than even
yeah,
yourself. Because a
yeah,
man, it's so easy for a man to just know, okay, she's a shopping kind of a girl. So let me just get some dollars in the pocket and we go shopping and we are done. Oh, she's
yeah.
a eatery girl. So I just need to at least make thrice in a week. We go for dinner, we go for beach, and and he's not doing anything tangible in your life.
No,
He's not even taking care of that. But a lot of people today, and the Muslim ladies are so happy when they are sent to buy some things like doing shopping, birthday presents. You're surprised with the new mobile phone. You're surprised with the new car, which will not even last. When you will just say no, your first no will take away the car from you.
yeah.
Your
And when you
first no
sit
will.
down, when you are talking and trying to connect, they are the ones talking, telling you how exciting they are, how important they are, what they are doing in their life. They never give you a chance to even say anything about what you want, what you
Mhm,
need, what's important
mhm,
to you. Those are red flags. If you are with a person who only wants to show you what they have and show you how important they are, that person is going to be a problem, because they will need you to always make sure they feel that they feel important, they feel, because they have a low self-esteem. So I want to talk about black men for a little bit, because I feel sometimes we don't really understand black men in terms of black men have struggled a lot. You guys have been looked down upon for, I don't know, hundreds of years by all races in the world. It must be painful. It must be hurtful. And yet you keep rising up. You keep looking after family. You keep doing what you're doing. You keep hustling all the time. But that energy of suppression that is in the world, it's not something black women sometimes pay attention to. It's not something that we even understand. Because while we understand being put down, we have always been taught that we are below men. So to us, it's not as difficult to deal with. I think it is difficult, but it's not as soul crushing as it is. When you live with a man who are, especially those that are in Europe or other places where they don't belong, not in Africa where they are kings, but in other parts of the world, you need to understand that he is going through true struggles. The struggle of self-expression as himself as a man, and the struggle of dealing with the you're not good enough, whatever that's going on every day. And that's very difficult. The best man, the best woman for a person like that is a supportive one, but also a compassionate one, who's going to know when he gets home sometimes angry, it has nothing to do with you. Don't take it personally, but you can just be understanding. When I say angry, I don't mean him attacking you. I mean, you can see that he is not happy.
In the mood.
Yes. You can, it's not about you. And because I made that mistake, I used to think it was about me. And then I learned that later on that actually just because a man is angry doesn't mean it has anything to do with you. and it's a very big shift, because now I can be supportive because I understand he's going through something. You don't have to say, let me do something. Just make it easy for him. Just make it the homestead and a space for peace. We can do that. I know women have started to do that. We can do that. We can make our homesteads peaceful by us being peaceful. So it's not about you doing anything for him. It's actually you taking care of you, making sure you are feeling connected, peace, joyful. That's taking care of you, not making sure you sleep enough, making sure you do things that make you feel happy, like looking at flowers or dancing or whatever it is that makes you happy. I don't know what it is. For me, it's dancing and reading and cooking and gardening. So a lot of stuff. Listening to music also fills me with joy. So it's those kind of things that you can do to make sure you are at peace, so that he doesn't come home and you're like, eh, all the time. He also finds a space where he can be himself.
Cool, Melody. I want to go so deep from the bottom of my heart and advise the
Go.
women that are on board tonight.
Mm.
This is something that I've experienced, Melody, and I want to tell it to the young girls who are watching here right now. There's one very important thing that if you don't look at in a man that you're going to meet or a man that you're dating right now, it's going to cost you. But it might not cost you if you take time to find out how to deal with it. It's something that I experienced, and it really broken me into pieces some time back. And nobody has ever known. And, I don't share most of these things. I share it with myself, I share it with God, and I get healing just near my bed. You see, as a woman, when you get a man, a young man, Just like Melody has said, a black man is a man who has a lot of things. Racism, they suffer a lot. When you look at an African child, is a child who's brought up maybe without seeing any luxury thing. A man who has worked so hard and has something, however little it is, never, ever tell them that I got you with nothing.
Yeah. Oh, wow. My God, I've goosebumps. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You see, this thing is too much in the mouth of the little girls that today we are dating. Melody, I don't know whether I should share this because I've never shared it with anybody.
Share. Come on. I tell
You
you
know,
stuff all the time.
when I was growing up, before I became what I am today, I really used to work so hard, and I worked for almost 4 good years saving, doing a great savings, Melody, under very hardship. I used to sometimes abscond luxury, avoid buying things that my fellow friends were buying, but I had that money to buy it. But I used to avoid that to pay my own school fees and partly save the money. And the money I saved, I started a business.
Hmm.
It's always hard for me to express myself in it because the good thing is that I expressed this to God alone and I got healed out of it. When I started this business and the person that I got who was supposed to support me, a very close person, took it to the ground and then reminded me that I got you with nothing. you know, so the thing was, she was looking at the bank account and telling me that you see what you've saved there, you saved it when I was with you. And what I've destroyed was just the little that you had.
Oh my God.
You get that point. Sometimes it knocks you down.
Yes.
You feel like you become suicidal. I once upon a time became that. I was either killing either myself or
Or
somebody
her.
else. But sometimes when you turn back to God and you speak to God, you try to calm yourself down, and you get to understand how to mend things. So I'm telling young ladies out there, the best thing to tell a man, even if he doesn't have anything, even if you got him with nothing but just a house or a room or a bed sitter, however we call it, and then he starts working hard and making something, the only thing you're giving that man is peace of mind. You're not going with that man outside. You don't know what that man is doing outside there. You don't know how many shout he's getting from fellow men. You don't know how many
You
shout he's
don't
getting
know whether
from
his
other
boss
women.
is calling, or his boss calling him stupid at work. Like, seriously, you
Fool,
don't know that.
you
Yeah.
are a
Yeah.
fool. Sometimes the bosses are pushing you to the wall. Sometimes the clients you're meeting, even the friends, they mock you because you're not buying what you're supposed to buy, yet you have it. But you're saving because you're seeing the future that you want to have with a woman that you love. Then when this man comes back home, you're telling this man
I
that I
found you
got you
with
with
nothing.
nothing.
Yeah.
You're
No.
killing that man. You're killing the spirit of that man. You're killing the love that you created. Sometimes it dies like that. And a lot of people, same like me, I'll never tell you that you're killing it. I leave so silently.
Yeah.
I just isolate you. And once I isolate you, Melody, for me, I'm that smiling guy. But if I say that I'm going to isolate somebody, even when who talks, unless it's a voice from above. And it's so hard to get a voice from above, maybe to change somebody's mind. So, this is the kind of advice I'm giving to young women outside there. Appreciate your man even when you are giving them support. In as long as a man is living outside, leaving your house and going outside and coming back
Oh.
with a quarter kgs of sugar, with a bottle of water, and that is what you're feeding on, never disrespect that man. Now, I'm going to men. We have to talk about this.
Ooh.
Sometimes sometimes we have women that we love, and sometimes we have women that love us or don't love us. But in most cases, I've understood, and I'm talking about experience that I had, because of the stress that these women bring to us, because of the people that are around us, we don't know how to solve our problems. The most important thing for a man to create peaceful home or a house is understanding the anger of a woman she's dating. Because if you don't understand the anger, there's nothing else wrong with women. Melody have understood that women are just same all when it comes to emotions. But the difference is the anger, how far they can go with their anger, how far and how good you can control that anger. If you understand how to do it, every woman will just be right. But I never understood that time. I tried to control it, but I could not because it touched my heart. And I felt like, all right, I'm still young in this thing, and somebody cannot degrade me this way. But if we learn to take it, I'm telling women not to do it. But if your woman gets to a point where they do that, how are you going to control their anger? Because it's always about their anger. It's always about something that they did not get from you that they are looking forward to having, but you can't provide. You're not providing because you can't, you're not providing because you're trying to see what future holds. Sometimes this woman goes out and sees a fellow woman with a very nice brand of shoes or maybe hair, makeup, and they want it. And you're telling them, no, we can't have it. And the fight starts from there. How are you going to control it? So, the most important thing for a man like me is to understand the anger that the woman we are dating have, to what extent they can go with that anger, and to what extent we can be able to control that anger. If you can't control it, leave. It is better to leave. I'm telling people today, and even those who are listening here, it is better to divorce. It is better to leave. It is better to say no. It is better to find another person if the person you're having is the cause of your death. Because in today's world,
Ooh.
depression is so easy to come into your body. Depression in the recent past, it wasn't there. Today we are eating some shits. Our health is not good. People get angry very fast. So
Mhm.
when things start to go wrong in your heart, in your mind, and you can leave, you still have a chance to leave. And I'm praying that even the churches should start preparing people and teaching people about divorce. It is more important than losing people, burying people because they killed each other, because a man took a woman into depression, a woman took a man into depression. It doesn't help. The cure to all these things is that we have to teach people that it reaches a time when you have to say, this is a no, and we have to end it. We are not ending it with killing each other. We are ending it saying that, yes, you are a beautiful woman, a very handsome guy, but you're not right for me. You could be right for another person, but not me. If we all understand this and agree, the world will not have problems. We will not be talking about, oh, men nowadays, oh, women nowadays. It's not about this. The woman that
Or
is not right for you is right for another man. A man
or
that
you
is
can
not right for
always
you is right for another woman, Melody.
you can always go to a relationship coach and I can help you. I can help
and
you and make you and help you to see sense because
and by the way, I'm just
mm,
ending it, Melody.
mm,
If it wasn't for you, and if it wasn't for Rahila Khan, in fact, Rahila Khan came first before you
mm,
came.
yeah.
and and thank God the time Rahila Khan came and I was talking to her about leadership and all that, and I was sharing with her the situation that I was in. That is where I got the real meaning of how to get patience. I wasn't patient. I
Mm-hmm,
bought patience from Rahila Khan, and then you came in, and I started knowing how to deal with relationships. And that's
mm,
why I entered into studying more and getting coached and training and knowing, understanding what love really means. And I came to know that there's something we are not being told. If somebody opens up and start telling us, we are going to avoid a lot of things as youths
yeah.
today. There's
Mm,
so many beautiful, great, hardworking women out there. There's so many handsome, great, hardworking men outside there. But these people are missing the right people because they are not taught. It's not that people are wrong. We are
John,
just
you're
getting
gone again.
hello.
Hi. Uh,
Yes, Melody. So go ahead, Melody now.
so I wanted to say that
Mhm,
you're so right. Like beautiful. Thank you so much. I People need to hear that. Hear that from your mouth, not mine. And I'm glad I've been instrumental in you becoming aware of some of these things to yourself and making them personal. Because when we talk here, we talk really general.
mhm,
And I want to say to women that something that I didn't know and I now know is this: men go out to work, they do crazy things for women. They go out to work, they do crazy things, they sometimes even kill or whatever. They are doing it to provide for the family. Most
mhm,
men don't say, I'm doing it to provide for myself. No, they're providing for someone, their family, whether their
mhm.
mother, their sister, their brother, their wife, their children. That's why they go and do these things. If you want them to do the force for good, you need to be aware and conscientize them and tell them you don't necessarily need to destroy the environment to provide for me. You don't necessarily need to kill other people to provide for me. You
Mhm.
can just give me enough. Like, this is enough. Appreciation is saying this is enough. If you keep saying, I need a Gucci bag today and I need a whatever tomorrow, you need to understand there's a price to pay because he will definitely go and do it for you.
Yeah.
But there is a cost. Okay, there is a cost, and we as women need to understand that there's a cost and be in a position where we manage the cost. We need to manage the cost, even if it's to say, you know what, it's enough, it's okay, it's great, thank you so much for giving me a cup of tea, I love it. You don't need to give me anything else, I just love the cup of tea. That's good, because I don't think we tell men enough. Yes, there are a lot of bad men out there, but there are also really good, really honest, really amazing men in the world. And we don't tell them enough. We don't. And we need to start telling them. Oprah recently did around Father's Day, did a thing about kings and stuff. You know, people should watch it. It's really amazing because it's black men talking about being fathers, which
Mhm.
is something that we don't see enough of in the media. And we have amazing black fathers, and we need to respect that. We have also amazing, hardworking black men that sometimes take the shit out of other people in order to provide for the family. You know, if it wasn't for us, probably the war between races wouldn't be over. But they don't want us to live in strife, so they settle. They let themselves be kicked every day to keep us safe. I'm grateful for that. Thank you so much. And I will do my part as a person, as a black woman, to make sure that, men understand that I'm really appreciative. I'm really appreciative. And I
How I
appreciate,
wish.
yeah,
For
and I
sure.
appreciate,
Mm.
yes, definitely. And I appreciate my brothers. My brothers are younger than me. I've said it before. And yet my brother works so hard. He says, I'm providing for you. I'm like, why do you feel you need to do that? I understand where the drive is coming from. And I get that. I really get it. But I also want you to know we just need you to be happy, guys. We just want you to be happy. Don't give yourself so much stress. And women, let's support them to be happy. Allow them to go fishing or go out to the pub with their friends. That's appreciation, right? Want him to see him happy. Don't cut off his friends, please. That's just not fair. Allow him to have friends and go out with his friends and do crazy things with his friends. That's allowed. And that should be allowed. And I think on that note, we need to say thank you so much, guys. We really appreciate you being here. And Felicitas, and who else is here? Eunice and Dennis and other people that they haven't said anything. We know you're there and we appreciate you. And we have to say goodbye because we've gone 10 minutes over time. And
Yep.
but John had to speak, and it was an amazing.
And
Thank
yeah,
you
it
so much
brought
for
me,
saying
it
that.
brought me, Melody, it brought me, I'm just trying to say this because I've realized that sometimes the more we keep silent, the more things are getting worse. Because I've seen Melody, I've received tons of messages. Right now, I've got almost 20 or 30 people that I'm talking to that have been hurt. And when you look at the way their stories look like, you see that there's a gap in society today, that what we are being told is only blessings. Go to church, do this, go to school, you have to get a job, you have to work, you have to get married. You're getting married to who? You're
Yeah.
getting this job to do what? You're
Yeah.
going to church for what? Are people being told why, the reason why they should go to church? People are just going to church because my mom used to go to church. I started going to Sunday school. I have to go to church on Sunday. What? Why are you
Yeah.
going there? Okay, my mom took me to school. I went through the college. I have to look for a job. Why? People don't know about this, Melody. We
Can we
will
talk
talk
about
about this in
can
the
we talk
next
about
week.
this in another
Yes,
session?
next week,
Yes.
Melody.
Mm-hmm.
Even me, I need to go. Time is running out. Thanks for coming. Thanks,
Yeah.
Felicitas, Eunice, Dan, Michael, Dennis, David, Dennis Oseko. I saw you there, Princess AC, and so many others. So, Melody, until next week, maybe, as we agreed, we'll take a time and then publish when we're going to get a new conversation, perhaps before
Yeah.
next Saturday.
Maybe in 2 weeks time, right?
Yes, in 2 weeks' time.
In 2 weeks time. Thank you so much. Bye, guys. Love
Bye bye.
you.
Take care, Melody. Take care.
You too, John.